allow losers to rewrite history. It's God's side and the other side. Country bumpkin, black blue, they can't talk good. Uber bitch, and look like Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't want to be a movie star.
No, you couldn't be a movie star. Ricky Smiley can't act, cause Ricky Smiley can't act. Why is he in a dress again? He didn't be wanting to Barbie, and you gotta tell him no. Said ain't got no special, you remember? Eve ain't got no special, you remember? Ricky ain't got no special, you remember? Sir, I have 12 comedy specials. P. Diddy or whoever you is, TDJ, 10 of them. I won't stop burning you down until there ain't nothing left. Rubble on top of rubble, and I'll still be bombing. Look like a wall, Richard. Look like a wall. You didn't say no.
America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't roll my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regret, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Remy Ma and Papoose.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. All in my circle, you touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me?
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. Earlier, I said it was your Saturday morning wake-up call. Honey, I thought it was Saturday. I woke up thinking today was Saturday, okay? With that all being said, thank you all for tuning in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Okay, so let's get into it, honey, because when I went live earlier, I did not know this. Okay, I did not know anything about this. So now that's right, D major scaling up. I'm back. Okay, so before we get into the nefariousness of it all, let's have a brief word from my sponsors at 12 Tribes. You know the queen has to keep the lights on.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. And you can also find it at Walmart.com. And also for the men, she has a lovely beard oil that your women will absolutely love. Okay, so don't forget about that. Now, with that all being said, let's see who is up in here. Okay, hey, we the people, Anita Harrell, all right, RG Titan, Buckhorse DC. Let's get into it, Sandra. All right, everybody hit that like button. Hey, Laverne, D Major is in the house. All right, Nicole is here. Adrian, 504 Nola. Okay, Mel, I see you, beloved. Chris B is in the house. Sandra. All right. So that all being said, hey, Elizabeth. Okay, so that all being said, shout out to everybody in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. All right, how come y'all didn't correct me when I said it was Saturday earlier? Did y'all think it was Saturday too? Hey, Gigi Cakes. All right, the elder Barbara Rashawn live is here. Okay, so let's get into it because now let me just say this about the people who were caping for Remy earlier on my first live that I did. Okay, you know what it says to me, the women who were trying to go in on Papoose. Now, mind you, everyone is absolutely entitled to their opinion, and you don't have to agree with anything I say ever. Okay, we all can have contrary opinions. That's how the world goes round. But the bottom line is, I just have to think that the women who were going in on Papoose for simply being a good man who wanted to salvage his marriage, well, they must not know what a good man is, or maybe they just don't want a good man. I mean, I just have a myriad of questions. And another thing I'd like to say is this, as I was telling you all earlier that men can't, or women shouldn't do the same things that men do. And then somebody was in the chat talking about a double standard, said, should we address the double standard? No, we don't have to address it, but we can, because here's the thing. There's double standards in lots of things. See, here's my problem with some of you women who are, I guess you're feminists, right? I don't know what the problem is, but you think that you're supposed to be the equivalent of a man, that you can do everything or whatever a man does. Well, that's just obtuse to me because we are not men. We can't do what men do. Men are stronger, okay? They're supposed to be protectors of us. And at the end of the day, why would any woman think that you can do what a man does, okay? Why would you think that? We have feminine energy, at least we're supposed to, okay? And we're supposed to be, more careful about body counts than men are. That's just what it is. Remember, men are external. Women are internal. So you're absorbing this negative energy or whatever kind of energy you're getting from all these different people that you sleep with, and then collecting all these different soul ties. Now, men do the same thing, but I'm just saying it's a whole lot more, it's a whole lot more detrimental to women because we're internal. You're literally absorbing the DNA of other people when you do these things, okay? So for women to sit there and think, oh, if men can be hoes, we can be hoes too. Why would you want to be a hoe? Why would you want to sleep with all of these different people? You should ask yourself, are you lacking something? Did you not have a father figure in your life? Did your mother not tell you what it means to be a lady? How you should conduct yourself with dignity, style, poise, and grace? Okay, stop trying to compare yourself to men and acting as though if a man is a hoe, then it's okay for women to be hoes. Okay? Now, I know some of y'all going to be hoes anyway because that's just what y'all want to be. Go right ahead. Knock yourself out. But when you find yourself alone by yourself in your 50s and 60s and you can't get a man because nobody wants you, because everybody knows that you've been ran through, every man knows about your body count, and everybody's looking at you like the Jezebel that you are, don't be mad at anyone other than yourself, okay? Because real women want real men, and real women carry themselves with dignity, style, and grace. They're not out here trying to compete against men, okay, as it pertains to whom or how many people they can sleep with. Please make it all make sense, okay? Please make it all make sense. Now, that all been said, let's get into it, honey, because I absolutely cannot. Now, before we talk about Papoose, can we please talk about this plane crash? Okay, can we talk about this plane crash? Honey, this plane crash in a neighborhood. Okay, and I find it also egregious. How many planes are going to crash? I can't help but think this has something to do with Trump talking about he's going to get rid of DEI and all of that stuff. I could be wrong, but I absolutely think that's something to do with it. Okay, so everyone, please hit that like button. Please hit the like button. I'm going to go to the to the footage, okay? What is really going on here? Here we go. This is such a shame. And we keep seeing these incidents on a regular basis, is all I'm saying. Okay, I'm going to share my.
9:14 here on the East Coast. Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. We are following some breaking news. It takes us out to California. Take a good look at your screen. The very latest information we are getting from our content partners over at Fox 2. They report this Thursday morning a small plane crashed into a San Diego neighborhood this Thursday, setting 15 homes on fire and spewing fuel across the area. You can see the remnants and the devastation live on your screen. The 4 a.m. crash in the Murphy Canyon neighborhood drew a large police and fire response. Police and fire crews were seen standing in the neighborhood. Fox 5 San Diego sharing photos of at least one house that was severely damaged and burned, with yellow fire hoses snaking around it. Here's what they report at this time as what they know. The Federal Aviation Administration says the Cessna 550 aircraft crashed near the Montgomery Gibbs Executive Airport on Sculpin Street and Santo Road. There's a smaller airport on the north side of the city. Assistant Fire Department Chief Dan Eddy said, quote, "There is a direct hit to multiple homes," end quote. This happening in the Murphy Canyon neighborhood. About 15 homes were set on fire by the crash. We're learning nearby communities were evacuated. Now, what we don't know at this time, we don't know the extent of any injuries or deaths. That's not yet immediately clear. It's also not clear what caused the plane to crash. The plane can carry 6 to 8 people, but the number of people on board is unknown. That coming from the FAA in a statement. We're also learning that, as I mentioned, jet fuel is all over the area at this time. The main goal of the fire department, they say, is to search all the homes and get everybody out. So this is a developing story if you're just now tuning in as we're learning about this breaking news situation. It takes us out to San Diego, California, as a small plane crashed into a San Diego neighborhood, setting 15 homes on fire. And my goodness, you can see the devastation at that home on your screen. Severely burned vehicles and the home just severely demolished. So as you can imagine, Red Cross efforts might be needed this morning, and you can still see the water hose there to make sure that nothing lights up again. But again, as I mentioned, this is a developing situation. If you live in that area, I do want to share this tweet with you, courtesy of X. This just in from the San Diego Police Department as we are learning about this plane crash in Tierra Santa. Evacuation still in place for several areas. I'm going to drop this lower so you can see that on your screen. And then they say if you smell jet fuel or find debris, call that number on your screen. There are also road closures, and then it is kind of cut off, so I will read this to you. They say the evacuation site is Miller Elementary. That's at 4343 Shield Street. So as we get more information in on this developing story, you'll be the first to know right here on Live Now from Fox.
Okay, so that's real crazy. No, that's absolutely egregious. Okay, now listen, I want you all to see this video where they're showing some stuff in the neighborhood. Now, I think that there's music in the background, so I may have to mute the volume, but I want you all to see this. Okay, so anyway, you all saw that. That is absolutely That is really sad. Now, Reggie said that's 10 minutes from my apartment here in San Diego. Really? Thank goodness you weren't in that neighborhood, okay? That's awful. D Major, D Major said America is a shithole country, okay? While Trump's talking about Haiti. All right. America is real ghetto right about now. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so that all being said, honey, I don't know what's going on with all of these plane crashes as of late, but I find it also suspicious. Y'all don't find this interesting? Okay, something's going on here. All right. Rich said it's devastating, but not uncommon out here with these bases and airfields. Okay. Okay, so now let's talk about Remy Ma, honey, because some of y'all was all mad and butthurt trying to defend Remy, honey, but you can't defend the indefensible as far as I'm concerned. So let's get into it. Now, this is a report from Vibe, and this is what they had to say. Remy Ma says fans would cry if they knew the truth about her marriage to Papoose. Okay. I feel sorry for old girl, Remy said, seemingly referring to Pap's new love, Clarissa Shields. See, I find this all interesting. See how she's constantly bringing up Clarissa Shields? That's because she's jealous. Okay, why is she worried about that woman talking about she feels sorry? You feel sorry for her, but yet you called her a whole man and called her Clarence instead of Clarissa. Girl, bye. Okay, you don't feel sorry for her. You're just a hater who hates, honey. You're mad because he's gone and he's not coming back. Okay, that's what it is. She's clearly pressed. Okay, you don't hear Clarissa bringing up Remy's name until Remy says something about Clarissa. All right, sitting here. And then pay attention to the video I did earlier, okay, when I showed you all what she had to say. Now, she basically sat there and lied and said, I don't wish any harm. I don't wish any bad, anything negative on Pap. Really? That's interesting, because all you did was sit there and besmudge his character, talk down on him, try to expose him, but all you really exposed was yourself, letting everybody know that he was a good man who tried to do the best he could to keep his marriage together while you were out trolloping and gallivanting around town with men and women, apparently. Okay, so let's get into it, honey, because Remy needs to sit down somewhere. She should be so ashamed of herself, as far as I'm concerned. Remy Ma is opening up about the unraveling of her once celebrated marriage to fellow rapper Papoose, revealing a deeply personal and emotional split that she says has been misunderstood by the public. On Tuesday, May the 20th, the Bronx rapper took to Instagram Live to speak candidly about the end of their relationship, emphasizing that the truth behind their marriage would leave fans heartbroken. She says, I've never breathed so freely. This is what she said, reflecting on her decision to walk away. Oh, was it your decision to walk away? Really? The one who was mainly cheating, publicly cheating, and being so disrespectful and clearly nefarious? I couldn't take it anymore. Hey, this isn't what it is. Okay, you can't keep doing this, she says. Just like a typical narcissist, as I told you earlier, shifting the blame, clearly projecting, she continued alluding to aspects of her and Papoose's marriage that would shatter the public's once sterling perception of their union, saying people would cry if they knew the truth. I feel sorry for old girl. I feel sorry for her because I know the circles that's being ran and wrapped around over here. I would cry. I feel bad. Girl, bye. You're a hater who hates, and you are so jealous. Like, girl, can you let them live their lives? They're not thinking about you until you bring them up. But you can't help but to bring them up because your life is in the gutter. Now, she also addressed criticism from fans during the live stream, responding to those who questioned her silence regarding the particular behavior by Pap that she was seemingly alluding to. How am I going out sad? Because I'm not sitting here telling you everything that happened in a marriage. She clapped back at the detractors. If you've never been married, you wouldn't understand the bond that's supposed to be between two people. You wouldn't understand that. Well, apparently, here's the thing. I find that interesting because, Remy, honey, it seems like you're the one who didn't understand that. Okay, that's why you were bringing other people even into your own bedroom with your daughter in the bed, allegedly. Okay, allegedly she was in the bed with some woman that she met in prison. and had her daughter in the bed too. Lord have mercy. But she wants to try to go in on the fans, talking about they wouldn't understand the bond between two people. Girl, you clearly didn't understand the bond. Remy and Papoose were married in 2008, shortly after she began serving a prison sentence stemming from a 2007 shooting incident. And let's talk about that too, because this is a detail that I forgot to hone in on earlier. Okay, remember how she brought up Papoose's son, said, oh, don't make me get my stepson on here. Oh, but you're supposed to be such a good father. Here's the thing that's ironic. She's trying to talk about Papoose, trying to imply that he's not a good father. But girl, what kind of mother are you? What kind of example did you set? Okay, you shot somebody and then went to prison, and now your son is in prison. Okay, yeah, the apple didn't fall far from the tree, is all I'm saying. Okay, she has the nerve to talk about Pap. The only one she should be talking about is herself and her poor mothering skills. Not at home with her baby, leaving her baby with whoever she can. Didn't even know that Pap had gone to pick the child up from school. Okay, how old is that little girl now? About 5 years old. Leaving the child with any other relative that she can, listening to Juju. Okay, that's the last person she should be listening to. Ladies, let me tell you all something. If you have a man and you're in a happy relationship, whether it's a boyfriend or your husband, and you have girlfriends who don't have men and they're trying to tell you about your relationship, don't listen. And also, it's a good idea to not tell them about your business. It's a good idea to not tell them about the issues that you may have in your relationship. Okay, go talk to your mother about it. Go talk to your auntie. Go talk to your grandmother. That's what I always did. Honey, you don't tell your friends your business, because some friends aren't friends, and some friends secretly want what you have, and some friends are miserable, so they want you to be miserable. If they don't have a happy relationship, they don't want you to have one. Okay? So any little thing that you tell them about a man that you're dealing with that may be something he slipped up, made a mistake, or whatever, you tell them, all they're going to do is make the situation worse by giving you a bunch of negative feedback, okay, and telling you some BS. And that's because, like I said, misery absolutely loves company, okay? Jay said, don't even tell your family. You know, that's true too. But I do think you can tell your mother, your auntie, or your grandmother. Those are the people that I would go to, okay? Or your father, if you have questions about a man's behavior, someone like that, not just anybody in the family. But I doubt your mother, grandmother, or hopefully your auntie wouldn't be sitting there talking trash about you or whatever, you know. And here's the thing. Sometimes in relationships, it's best with certain situations to just keep that inside the relationship, to just keep that to yourself. Because here's why. If you say certain things, now the family is mad at the person. And this goes for men and women. But now the family is now mad at the person, and then you might decide to stay with them. Now, every time you bring the person around, the entire family is giving them a whole side eye. So absolutely, some things you shouldn't tell anybody. Just keep that to yourself. Try to figure that out between you and your mate. That's all I'm saying. But let's get back to the scoop, because Remy needs to sit down somewhere. She's a whole idiot as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what anybody says, okay? Now, that all being said, Remy and Papoose were married in 2008, shortly after she began serving a prison sentence stemming from a 2007 shooting incident. The couple famously stood by each other through her incarceration and welcomed their daughter in 2018, becoming a symbol of resilience and loyalty in hip-hop. Or so we thought. Now, the pair's marriage troubles would surface in 2024, when Remy and Pap both accused each other of infidelity amid their new relationship with battle rapper Easy the Block Captain and boxing champion Clarissa Shields, respectively. However, recent speculation about Papoose's relationship with boxer Clarissa Shields has fueled rumors of a deeper rift. Oh, I mean, it's the elephant in the room. I don't have to say it. This is what Shields said during a recent appearance on The Breakfast Club. When asked about her and Pap's relationship, she said, we love each other. That's just what it is, okay? Please don't hate Remy. I know it's bad. I know you feel foolish, okay? Please sit down somewhere. At the end of the day, I think that Remy needs to continue getting counseling. I think she needs to continue with her therapy. Sadly, Pap's not going to be joining her, because when he did try to join her in therapy, well, we see how that went, right? We see how that went. So anyway, let me go to this video, honey, where Pap's spilling all the tea, and I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it, because I find it all so interesting. Lights up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
I don't remember exactly what year it was, but she informed me, hey, such and such just came home, one of the individuals who she was locked up with. So I said, oh, okay, that's cool. But I remember the name from when she was away. I don't think nothing of it. Oh, this year, we always celebrate our birthdays together. Me, her, and the baby birthday, my birthday, our family. They all come around. It's like, that's how I was raised. So I'm real big on family. So this particular year, she says, I want to have an all-girls party. So I'm like, okay. So you don't want me and the baby to come? All right. No, just my friends, all girls. I'm like, damn, that's a little, I don't want to say strange, but I was like, okay, we usually do it as a family, but this is cool. You want to have it with all girls. So she has the all girls party. I don't go. I flows back. After that, we had like a little dinner in the basement or whatever at the crib. So this is the first time I seen homegirl outside of when they was in the penitentiary together. So I see her at the crib. Okay, she stayed for a couple days. She spent the night. So this time when she comes to visit the crib, every night when it's time to go to bed, she's telling me, oh, I'm gonna go sleep in the guest room with such and such. I don't even want to say this individual name because I ain't even trying to give her no clout. She's a extreme clout chaser. So I don't even want to say her name. So she tells me, I'm going to sleep in the guest room with such and such. I said, okay, that's cool. I sleep in the room by myself. Big ass crib, big ass room, everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I bought through the whole crib, all the utilities in my name. That's another story, but she fabricating. I sleep in the room by myself. I don't think nothing of it. Next day, same thing. I said, damn, babe, you sleeping in there again? She like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay with such and such, right? I said, all right, cool. Anybody in Bedford Hills, can you please step to the front? So now I'm like, damn, this shit weird. The hell? You feel me?
Also nefarious. Okay, Lorraine says she was cheating on him while she was locked up. She'd been cheating on him. He's a sucker, or either way, was okay with it. Well, here's the thing. I wouldn't call him a sucker, beloved. See, that's the problem. We should not call men who try to stay with a lying, cheating, no good woman. We shouldn't call them suckers. Okay, I know some people say they are, but at the end of the day, isn't that a good man who's trying to do the best? See, that's the thing. Now, we talk about men who try to look past your flaws and faults and still be with you and try to work things out, especially when they have a child or children with you. But then, if a man just packs his bags and leave, we talk about them too. Okay, so at the end of the day, I wouldn't go in on him, Lorraine. I have to respectfully disagree with you, beloved. I wouldn't say he's a sucker because he still stayed with her. And I don't think he was fine with it. Who would be fine with that? The man clearly wasn't fine with it, okay? It's just the fact that he tried to make things work, okay? That's why he went to therapy. That's just my take on it, okay? Reggie said what I said this morning. He's a good man, Savannah, okay? At the end of the day, let's not bash men because they try to work things out, because they try to stick through, okay? That's what we shouldn't do. All right, Leon said, tell him, Queen. All right, shout out to me, beloved. Listen, because I know a good man when I see one, okay? That's all I'm saying.
So at this time, I try to be intimate. I'm keeping it 100 with you. I try to be intimate with her. And she came into bed with me. She hugged me, kissed me, the whole thing. And at this time, I'm trying to be intimate with her. When it's time to go down, she slipped out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay. After she do that, she go back to sleep in the room with homegirl this particular night. I said, something is fishy here. I said, I ain't no rocket scientist, but this ain't adding up. You feel me?
Let me go to a couple of the comments. Okay, Jay says, Remy Ma and Megan Thee Stallion got black women looking like demons, honey. Okay, they giving us a bad look, beloved, honey. All right, that's exactly what they're doing. Okay, here comes somebody talking about Papoose isn't innocent either. Listen, again with a deflection. We're not talking about Papoose cheating. We're talking about Remy at this point. Now, if you want to talk about Papoose cheating, beloved, we can do a whole nother video about that, okay? The bottom line is nobody said he was innocent, but as I said at the beginning of this broadcast, were you tuned in when I first started? Because I think I said that women are not supposed to do the same thing that men do, okay? Because it's not a good look for a woman. Okay, when they start calling you hoes and all kind of stuff or whatever, and especially when you're a married woman with a child and you're sleeping around behind your man's back, even in your own house, that has nothing to do with Papoose. Okay, Papoose was clearly probably cheating himself. I don't know if he was, but even if so, did you hear about Papoose cheating, beloved? I'd like you to put the name of the person Papoose was cheating with in the chat. And let's not say Clarissa Shields, because Remy was cheating long before he got with Clarissa. Whom have we ever? And in fact, when he started dating Clarissa, we already knew that they were on the outs. Now, who can you say? Do you have pictures, video, a name to throw out there to let us know that Pap was cheating in the first place? Because here's why. Even if he was cheating, he was doing it respectfully. And I'm talking about, well, cheating is not really respectful, but you understand what I'm saying. Everybody wasn't all in his business. Nobody was calling the jail or the prison while Remy was locked up for 7 years. I bet you nobody was calling her saying, oh, girl, Pap's out here messing with so-and-so. Pap's out here doing so-and-so. I bet you they weren't telling her that. Okay, that's why she was still with him when she got out. Not to mention she was cheating on him in prison. You don't think she was? Of course she was. That's why the woman that she met in prison who came to her house that he caught her in the bed with, that's why he caught her in the bed with her. Because they'd already been doing the whole time she was locked up, probably. Okay, so nobody said he's innocent. But the fact of the matter is, Remy is a woman. She should carry herself differently than a man carries himself. Okay, like I told y'all before, honey, the Bible tells us that men have always had many women. I'm not saying it's right, but that's what the Bible's already told us. Okay, so it's frowned upon for women. It's not really frowned upon for men. And the Bible speaks about women who are promiscuous, who sleep around with a whole bunch of men. Yeah, okay. There is a specific term for them, and it's called harlots, Jezebel. Okay, that's what that is. All right, please pay attention. But let's continue.
So I said, damn, something wrong, something ain't right here. So one time I had to go do.
Hold on, before I get back to the video, let me just say this too. I want you all to pay attention to the people who love Remy. Okay, the fangirls who love Remy. Listen, they'll defend Remy 9 times out of 10 just because she's a woman. But I'm not going to defend her because she's a woman, because right is right and wrong is wrong. Doesn't matter who it is. At the end of the day, Remy was very disrespectful. Imagine somebody cheating on you in your own damn house while you're there and your daughter's there. Somebody that you allowed to come and stay the night. Okay, think about that. And then tell me why you need to bring up Papoose talking about he's not innocent. Did Remy catch him sleeping with somebody in their house? I bet she didn't, because if she did, she'd have already aired that out. We all know that, because we know how she gets down on social media. Okay, and the only reason Pap's airing her out right now is because she continued to air him out, okay, trying to make him look stupid, when all she really could say about him. Now we're trying to think about this. Like I told you earlier, the only thing that she could bring up about him, she didn't say he beat her. She wasn't going in on him about catching him with numerous women. The only thing she was saying about him in that video she did yesterday, she kept saying that he was crying over her. He was begging her. He didn't want to sign the papers. He just filed for divorce yesterday. What does all that say? That says that he wanted his marriage. Okay, so guilty or not, he was trying to put in the work so they could stay together. Clearly, she chose to do otherwise. So I'm sorry, but no matter how y'all try to slice it, wrap it up, flip it up, and rub it down, oh no, that girl is poison. Now let's continue.
I had to go handle some business. So I go handle business. I come back in the crib. It's a big ass crib, and they got like a long walkway to get to our bedroom. It's like a long walkway, and then on the other side is the other rooms. So I come in the crib. As soon as I walk in, I look down towards our bedroom. I see my daughter in our room by herself. I say, yo, what the heck? Where the hell is she at? So I go up the other side, and when I tell you this is a big crib, so it's a long walkway. I go to the other side, I go in the room. She in the bed. I don't see homegirl though. It's like she booked it or something when I came. But I see a whole plate, peanuts, cashew, all these type of raisins all laid out. But my daughter in the room by herself. So I said, yo, why the baby in the room by herself? I pushed past that. Moving on along, I hate to say this, but you want to know why she started having so much animosity towards me? Because I ended up finding out the truth, y'all. And I'm not saying this because it's a bad thing, but I'm saying this because, when I say not a bad thing, because I don't judge people who live that lifestyle, but she has done a lot of bashing towards people who live that lifestyle and talk so bad about them and say so many foul things about them.
Now I want y'all to listen real close to what he's about to say. I haven't listened to this video. I just happened to see it on the Neighborhood Watch and thought I'd jump on here real quick because here's why. I wish I had known this earlier. I could have saved myself doing an extra video. But seriously, he said that she talks so bad about people who live that lifestyle that she would bash them. Well, you know, that's a telltale sign of somebody who's on the down low. See, there's down low women, just like there's down low men. Fellas, let me talk to you real quick, okay? See, I know somebody who has a whole husband. Yeah. I know somebody who has a whole husband, but is on the down low, sleeping with women. The husband thinks that it's her best friend. But in fact, it's her lover. So they have women that are on the DL just like men, but that's a conversation nobody's having. You see, some of these women, they are on the DL, okay? And you think that they just want to hang out with their girlfriends all the time because they just like to gossip, you know, and go out to the clubs. No. They'll be sleeping with them, okay? This particular person I'm talking about even went out of town for her birthday, just like Papoose is saying. She even went out of town on her birthday, not with her husband, okay? But went out of town with her lover, whom her husband was thinking at the time that it was her whole best friend. Now, mind you, they're divorced at this point, but when they got divorced, he still didn't know that she was on the down low. So that's not why they had the divorce. But nonetheless, okay, at the end of the day, there are women out here doing the same thing that some of these DL men do, honey, and it's a crying shame. And some of these men are none the wiser, okay? Some of them are none the wiser. At the end of the day, I don't say somebody is stupid or they're a sucker because they stand by somebody who's cheated on them. You know, that's just somebody who's in love. That's somebody who's willing to sacrifice their own happiness to a degree to try to work things out for the sake of their children. This is why a lot of people stay in bad relationships, because they care more about raising their children with the person, so they're willing to sacrifice their own happiness, or sometimes they just love the person so much. Okay, and this goes back to what I told you all the other day. The other day when I was talking to you guys and I said, what emotion is stronger, love or fear? Would you rather have people fear you, or would you rather have people love you? And this is when we were having a conversation about Diddy. And, you know, a few people said they'd rather have people fear them. Some people said they'd rather have people love them. Well, at the end of the day, love is the strongest emotion. Okay, just think about that. It is the highest vibration and fear is the lowest. But also love is stronger than fear, because when people love somebody, sometimes they will do anything for love. They will do anything for that person. Their loyalty has no bounds. Okay, and that's what Papoose seems to have had in his heart. At the end of the day, sitting there waiting for somebody for 7 years, honey, I'm not waiting on anybody for 7 years while you're doing a whole prison stint, because you should have been thinking about that before you did what you did to get your ass put in prison. The only way I would wait on somebody for 7 years in prison is if I knew they were absolutely innocent and had been wrongly convicted. I would be fighting tooth and nail to help you get your freedom, honey, and I would wait for you very loyally. But if you did the crime and now you have to do the time, honey, you wasn't thinking about me when you did what you did to land yourself there. So I'm not going to sit here and pine away, honey, wasting my time waiting on you. But see, that's how you know Pap is a good man, because, honey, I don't know anybody. And I'm not saying there aren't people that would do it, but I'm saying me specifically, I don't know any of my friends, family, or anybody that I know personally that would do that. Okay? I don't know anybody that would do that. Okay? So when people are trying to go in on Pap, you just really sound ridiculous to me. You sound obtuse. Okay, and then somebody tried to tell me earlier, talking about, oh, that was so long ago. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. Loyalty to your spouse should last a lifetime. Because isn't that what you say in your wedding vows? But some people don't give a darn about their vows. And as Pap said, he was trying to make the marriage work because he cared about the vows he made when they got married. Remy obviously didn't give a damn. She's the one who asked him to go to therapy. And when he went, well, we see how that all turned out. She still kept cheating with that little scrub who now is holding stuff over her head. Okay, talking about he has pictures, videos, and all that stuff that he could just put out there to embarrass her. Okay, and I believe that he's soon going to embarrass her too. And I hope he does. Let that be a lesson to her and the rest of the people trying to defend her, or the detractors who, when you talk about her lies and all of the stuff she was doing and how she was so disrespectful in her cheating, because she could have cheated behind closed doors. She didn't have to cheat in her own house with her husband there. She didn't have to bring the man that she was cheating with out front and center so everybody could see them all booed up. When you got a whole husband at home, she didn't have to do any of that. She could have done it behind closed doors, but she wanted to be blatantly disrespectful. And now here's where we are. So when people sit there and try to go in on Pap and act like Remy is not doing anything wrong, or it's okay that she did that, all that tells me is about your character, because that lets me know that you're the same type of woman. Because if you condone that, then that's what you would do yourself. And you know why I know that's a fact? Because you don't see anything wrong with it. So if you don't see anything wrong with it, then why wouldn't you do it? Men, please take notes. Okay, please take note. If you have a woman that's caping for Remy Ma and they think that this is okay what she did, and they want to say things like, well, Pap's not innocent, well, he cheated too, that means that they think they're equal to a man. Okay, and here's the thing. Like I said earlier, nothing is 50-50. Okay, I mean, men and women are not 50-50. Okay, in society, they're just not. In fact, most things aren't 50-50 in society. Okay, there's rules to the game at the end of the day. But some of these women, honey, they think they can go out there and have 100+ body count and nobody's supposed to talk trash about them and call them the hoes that they clearly are. Okay? Yeah, I said it. And here's the thing. Then they want to talk about people trying to slut shame. Oh, they're trying to slut shame. Well, then don't be a slut. And like I told y'all earlier, sluts don't even have any shame. So how could you slut shame them? Okay, you can't shame anybody who doesn't have any shame. And if you out there being a whole slut, yeah, that lets me know you don't have any. Okay, and you also don't have any self-respect. Now let's get back into it.
That it hurted her so bad that I knew the truth. So on another day, I caught her with this individual in our house while my daughter was on the bed with them. Ended up catching it. Now, this individual is a female. So I can't do nothing to her. I don't put my hands on females. Y'all want to know what I did? I told the individual, I said, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't put my hands on her because I'm not gonna do that. I don't hit women. But I told her to get out. I said, get the fuck out. Because I felt very disrespected. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but she informed me, hey, such and such just came home, one of the individuals who she was locked up with.
Adrian said, Queen, what's your opinion on Remy showing the receipts that he pawned her jewelry, implying that he was with her for the money? Well, you know, if he pawned her jewelry, maybe he bought that jewelry. Do we know who paid for it? Maybe he did it because he was being a bit vindictive like she's been. I would have to know the backstory as to why before I can give an accurate assessment. Okay. But what I do know is that she was out there lying and cheating and that he caught her to bed with a woman in his own house. That's what I do know. Now, and here's another thing. As far as him being with her for her money, when Remy was locked up, who do you think was putting money on her books the whole time she was in prison for 7 years? I'm sure it was Papoose, okay? She didn't have a damn dime when she was in prison. He was putting money on her books. Also, when the girl sued her, the woman that she shot, he paid her civil suit. He paid it, okay? So maybe he was getting his money back, okay? At the end of the day, I don't know the whole story, but what I do know is Papoose has his own money, and he's been paying bills at the end of the day, all right? I hope that answered your question, beloved. No matter what y'all say, I'm never, regardless as to what anybody says, no matter how you try to flip it, no matter what you ask me, beloveds, I am not going to go in on Papoose unless somebody shows me some concrete proof that this man did something highly egregious. Okay, y'all gonna have to find some good receipts too, because that right there is nothing to me. I don't know who bought the jury. And here's the thing, how do we know that she didn't tell him to pawn the jury when they were having some financial problems or whatever, and now she's showing the receipts trying to just make it look something else? I don't know any of that. See, I don't just go by one side of the story, and also I can think outside the box, because I know how vindictive women like Remy, she's a whole narcissist. Okay, this is the same woman who got mad at Papoose because he knocked out the man that she was cheating on him with. And not because she cheated with him, but because the man smiled in his face and shook his hand and then cheated with his wife. Okay, that's all I'm saying. At the end of the day, Remy Ma is still a liar who lies, point blank and serious.
So I said, oh, okay, that's cool. But I remember the name from when she was away. I don't think nothing of it. Oh, this year, we always celebrate.
Hold on, one more thing too. I think I already played this part of the video, so let me just go ahead and stop this. Didn't we already hear? One's in the chat, you guys, because I'm multitasking. Okay, I'm multitasking. And I don't know how long this video is. Did we already hear all of the video? It sounds like he's saying the same thing he already said. Here's my thing. Niecy said Remy is crashing our bed. Yes, she is. Okay. Okay, good. So let me go ahead and end the video because we already heard this. Now here's the thing. Nicole said that is not always the problem. Okay, and let me say this. Here's the thing. First of all, let's not forget that Papoose wrote 90% of her songs. He wrote 90% of her songs, didn't get any payment, didn't ask her for payment, didn't want payment because that's his woman. Okay, so if he pawned her jury, maybe that's some money that she owed him anyway, as far as I'm concerned. All right, y'all want to make excuses for Remy, then I'm going to make excuses for Pap. That's how it's going to go. Okay, D Major said, I think both men and women are equal in worth and value, but are not always equal in roles. Both sexes contribute in mutual ways and some different. Yes, absolutely. Now, I agree with that, beloved. I absolutely agree with that. What I'm saying is, they're not equal in roles, like you specified. That's it. I should have specified that. Absolutely. Okay? Because some of these women think that they can just be out here doing what men do, and that's not a good look. Okay? And if your mothers and grandmothers didn't teach you all that, then I feel sorry for you. Okay? Thank you for your contribution, beloved, and your insight into the topic. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay? Nicole said, I meant the man is not always the problem. Right. Exactly. The man isn't always the problem. Sometimes the women are the problem. Okay. Lorraine said Remy Ma had Gary Coleman and Emmanuel Lewis fighting over her. I know she feels good about herself. Say what? Gary Coleman and Emmanuel Lewis. You trying to clown them because they're short? Is that what you're trying to say? I don't really get the joke, but okay. RG Time said, folks are here making excuses for Remy Ma is crazy work. I mean, it is. I mean, it just really tells me who they are or how they think as an individual. You know, that's all that shows me. Because no matter what you say, at the end of the day, who's waiting? Who's waiting for somebody 7 years? Okay, the people that are caping for Remy, let y'all get locked up for a year or two, even for 30 or 40 days, and see if a man that you're dealing with waits on you. I bet he won't. Okay, he'll be on to the next so quick. Okay, Laverne said, I never wanted to do what a man does. I don't either, honey. All right. I'm not trying to keep up with a man's body count. I'm not trying to outdo any man. I'm not trying to do any of that because that's all crazy to me at the end of the day. Now, with that all being said, now that I got that off my chest, because I just had to come back with that, everyone please like and share. Thank you. Now let's talk about Clarissa, because this report says Clarissa Shields tells Remy Ma to sign Papoose's divorce petition after rapper told her to refrain from speaking. How's she gonna tell Clarissa to refrain from speaking? Remy, please sit down somewhere, honey. This woman doesn't have to stay silent when you always got her name and Papoose's name in your damn mouth. Okay? Like she can't say, you know what? I want Clarissa to whoop Remy's ass. That's what I want her to do. Please let it happen. Okay? I want her to whoop Remy's ass. Okay? D Major said, speak your mind, queen. Okay, thank you. All right, let's get into it. Details from the divorce dispute between Remy Ma and Papoose came to light on Thursday, May the 22nd. but quickly stepped into the shade. Remy Ma blasted her ex-husband's pockets and inserted his new girlfriend, Clarissa Shields, into it. Please pay attention. What did they say? She inserted his new girlfriend, Clarissa Shields, because she's butthurt and bothered. See, she been out here doing all this cheating and frolicking, okay, acting like a whole Jezebel out here in these streets, okay? And now, where's the little dude she was cheating at? Nowhere to be found. Threatening to post videos of her, okay, threatening to post text messages and photos of her. Where's the stud that she met in prison? Where is she at? Nobody wants you, Remy. It's facts. But anyway, let me continue. Goes on to say that she brought Clarissa Shields into it. Well, the boxing champ dropped off a warning amid the estranged exes going back and forth. But it looks like Remy Ma isn't stepping back, making it clear to Clarissa, please refrain from speaking. But Shields isn't backing down from the ring. Sis is letting the rapper know she said what she said. Child, keep reading to see who said what, honey. That's what they say, honey. This is a shade room. You know they messy as hell, and I love it. Okay, so like her new bae and his estranged ex-wife, Clarissa took her viewpoint to the internet streets on Thursday night. Without naming Remy, the boxer told her ex-followers that the rapper told lies while dragging Pap online. Now, you all already know that. If you missed the first video I did about this earlier today, this morning, go back and watch. I showed all of Clarissa's texts, okay? I mean, not her texts, but her tweets. Okay, so anyway, this is all a hot mess. She says, hold on. Now, they said the rapper's advice to stay out of the convo roused up boxer instead. In a comeback on Instagram stories, the rapper sent an obvious shot that ended with, please refrain from speaking. Remy Ma called out other facts related to Clarissa and Papoose, like her age, 30, their age difference, relationship timeline, and his children's ages, with one of them allegedly being 1 year younger than Shields. Girl, why do you care? This is all given bitter, butthurt, scorn, vindictive, sad, going out bad, crashing out online. This is what it's giving, girl. Live your life and let them live theirs in peace. I mean, can they live? Okay? Can they live? Laverne says, hold on. Remy went after Clarissa first of all. Yes, she did. And she's still going after. She's still going after her. Honey, this is all a hot mess. This is all a hot mess. Auntie Leah said she messed up, Queen. She sure did. Now she's looking real stupid. But let me show you all what she posted with her little silly self. She acts like a little mad high school girl. Okay, she's a grown woman, 40 plus years old, honey. She's really going out bad, okay? She is really going out bad. And you know what? I really hope that Papoose stops responding to her ignorance. Because, see, I wouldn't even give her the satisfaction of responding to her ignorant arse. Okay, Mel said Remy is jealous of Clarissa. Of course she is. She's jealous that Pap has moved on. He's happy. He has somebody who has things going for themselves. See, she would love it if he didn't have anybody. She would love it if he was with somebody who don't have anything going for themselves. And so she would feel superior to them so she could talk trash and talk down. But she knows that she's outdone with Clarissa, honey. So it ain't going to happen. Now, here's what she posted. If you just turned 30 and allegedly just met someone 8 months ago that is 47 years old that I knew since you were 10 and was married to them since you were 13, and he has 4 biological children, one age 28 but will be 29, one age 25, another one age 24 but will soon be 25. Girl, why are you so mad? And a 6-year-old baby boy, and currently promising you a newborn while finally agreeing to divorce 18 hours 54 minutes and 3 seconds ago. Please refrain from speaking. Girl, you should refrain from speaking, because every time you say something, you sound like a damn fool. You sound clearly butthurt. Girl, you need to sit down somewhere. You need to have several seats in an empty stadium. That's what you need to do. Honey, you sound like somebody that is mad and butthurt over losing their high school crush. This does not sound like the ramblings or the rantings of a grown-ass woman 40 plus years old. Okay? I mean, please make it all make sense. Joy said, I agree. I hope Pap stops responding, period. I hope he does too, honey. This is all crazy. Oh, Terry said, unless Remy pew-pew her, but not boxing. We already know Remy can't fight. All Remy gonna do is run and get a gun, honey. Okay, that's all she gonna do. Brandy said Remy is slow. She clearly is. Okay, that's what it's given. All right. Does she have ADHD or something? I mean, no shade to those that do, but that's what it's given. At least those that have it and know and have been diagnosed know to take the medication. She clearly seems like she needs to be on some Ritalin or something, honey. So all I'm saying. She sounds ridiculous, okay? Nicole said, Queen, I'm glad you're hitting on these points. These kind of women and this behavior is what's breaking our black men down. Then they turn into shay. Okay? This is all a hot mess. All right. Okay. The truth for the wise says Clarissa said something about Remy Ma on Breakfast Club first. No. Let's not go there. She didn't say something about her on Breakfast Club first. Remy absolutely said something first. And Clarissa basically said on the Breakfast Club that she don't even have a problem with Remy. Okay. That's what she said. She don't care about Remy. Remy cares about her. And even if Clarissa had said something about Remy, the fact of the matter is, beloved, to be honest with you, Remy keeps talking about Clarissa. She called her a whole man. She called her Clarence and called her a he. She's clearly pressed, okay? I'm going to tell you like this. Even if Clarissa had said something about me, and that was my husband she was with, about to be, soon to be ex, I wouldn't even respond unless I was butthurt, been out of shape and pressed, okay? I might respond one time just to put her in check, but after that, I'm not going to keep going back and forth. She's continuously saying things about this woman. And now, like I told you all earlier, I want you all to pay attention to something, honey. I want you all to pay attention. Because remember earlier when I told you all that she keeps referring to Clarissa as Pap's come up. I want you to pay attention. Why do y'all think she's referring to Clarissa as his come up? I told you all, because she is trying to make it look like he's only with this woman for money. But Clarissa already straightened that out and said she don't let nobody play with her money. And at the end of the day, she said Pap has put her on and helped her to get to the bag. Okay, but see, why would Remy be saying that? Because she's trying to make this woman not want to be with him. That's why she's bringing up the age difference and saying that she's not that much older than his children and saying that he has all these kids and all this stuff. That's none of her business. This is what she's doing because she is bothered. Okay, did Pap go to the dude or the woman that she was cheating with and tell them things about her? No, he didn't. That's what she's doing, though, all over the internet streets to anyone who's willing to listen. That's the sign of someone who's clearly hurt. Okay, now I'm done talking about Remy, honey. Y'all can sit there and try to cape for her all you want. Bottom line is she's a hoe. She lost her man. She don't have anything going for herself. She's looking real bad out here in these streets, crashing out on live. Okay, and she needs to sit down somewhere because she's really embarrassing herself. Can somebody please let her know? Can somebody please let her know that she is embarrassing the hell out of herself? Okay? Facts. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about Shakur Sanders before I roll up out of here, because y'all know I love me some Shakur Sanders. Okay, I love me some Deion Sanders. Shout out to the GOAT, the best to ever do it. Okay, y'all already know. And with that all being said, I'm going to go to I Smoke Hip Hop. I'm going to use his video. Shout out to him. Y'all know I've been so busy covering all the Diddy footage, you know, every day with Diddy in court and all that stuff. I've been so busy with that. I haven't talked about anything else, but you all know I was doing videos about Shakur Sanders. Okay, I'm going to have to do another one about him tomorrow. But until I get back in it, okay, I'm going to use I Smoke Hip Hop's video. And I hope he doesn't mind, but I am going to put an overlay on just in case. And shout out to him. And please do follow his channel for the latest information on sports, specifically as it pertains to people like Shakur Sanders and Angel Reese. Okay, because he had to go in on somebody about talking slick about Angel Reese too. All right. And then I'm going to tell y'all something, honey. I don't play about Angel Reese. Okay, I don't play about Sha'Carri Richardson, and I don't play about Shakur and Shiloh Sanders. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you come on here, there's no blasphemy to any of them. That's all I'm saying. Now, like I said, I'm going to put an overlay on this. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
We got to show y'all something, man. It appears that Jackson Dart for the Giants is just fake as could be, and it's going to be the same recipe of disaster like Daniel Jones. At least Daniel Jones could run real fast because they trying to compare Jackson Dart to Daniel Jones. This dude is not a dual threat quarterback. He can run over linebackers. Sure, buddy. We're going to see, though. But I got a clip to show y'all of this guy being so far afraid of Shador in the same room with him. So when they had the rookie jersey exchange, this guy, Jackson Dart, moved away from Shador to go next to his teammate, well, soon-to-be teammate.
Hold on, let me say something too. I want you all to pay attention to Jackson Dart's necklace, honey. Do you all see the necklace that Jackson Dart is wearing? It's a bunch of diamonds, honey. It's all diamonds, right? Now, why is it that the people who look like Jackson Dart, okay, that are in the NFL, coaches and whatnot, why aren't they saying anything about his bling? Because they had so much to say about Shadur's watch and about his chains. But they're not saying anything about that. I just want y'all to pay attention. See, they don't talk about their own players, but at the end of the day, when one of ours does something, specifically Shakur, honey, they hate on this poor young man so bad, trying to break his spirit, trying to tear him down, saying that he is too arrogant. He needs to be humbled. Honey, he's already humbled. Okay, he is a good person. Okay, he goes out to the community to see those kids and to inspire them. Okay, he is very polite and courteous. He gives other people credit where it's due. You never hear him going in on anybody. You never see him looking downtrodden, mad, or upset, no matter how many people hate on him. Okay, at the end of the day. But you know, I guess it's a crime for a black man to be so confident. They want to call it arrogance. I call it confidence. But you see, they don't want black men to feel like they can be overly confident, that they can be secure in themselves. And also, let me just say this: shout out to Deion Sanders, because he has some new cleats coming out, his shoes that he has, and Shadur was sporting a pair the other day, and they actually look quite nice. Okay, some nice cleats. But anyway, I digress.
And it's like you can feel the tension in the room because you know when somebody's above, heads and shoulders above you. Every man in this room, I'm not saying you can't be better than the man that you feel that's better than you, but this guy wasn't comfortable at all. We're going to use receipts and everything. Let's start the show the right way. I get it.
They don't believe how toxic this is. If you're still using a plastic or wooden cutting board, you need to hear this.
It misconstrued. If you put Shador on his Ole Miss team led by Lane Kiffin, they're damn near going undefeated. Let's not sugarcoat it. Look what Shador did with his level of talent of players around him, and look at the level of talent of players around Jackson Dart, and look what he failed to do. Let's say that again. Look at what Shador accomplished in Boulder with the talent surrounded around him, compared to the talent surrounded around Jackson Dart and what he failed to do with that coveted great Ole Miss team. Like, let's not sugarcoat it. And I'm going to show you more receipts to show my point how the media darlings become the best, because it's the same thing they said about Daniel Jones. He's charismatic. He can speak great. Oh, the kid is wonderful. He's the best in everything since sliced bread. And there's another thing they're saying. They're saying, I looked in the comments of the Giants fan page of this interview that I'm about to show y'all, and it says, let me read, it says, finally a quarterback with a personality and passion for the game. I'll take him for. It's so shut the fuck up. You said the same bitch ass crap about Daniel Jones. You guys did this story already. It's getting boring now. We know how this Disney picture is going to end. You don't even have to resurrect Walt to show us that. But this guy is weak as hell, bro. Like, I'm talking about as far as his mental capacity, bro. If you don't believe me, let me show you right quick. I was staring at him, and I noticed he got scared when...
So some people all know that reputation precedes you. Right? People already know who you are. They know your background, right? So, like, as you walk into these spaces and places, your reputation precedes you, right? So use that as you walk into wherever you're walking into, right? There's Panini. There's EA. You'll do your photo shoots for EA Sports, right? Your strength and your speed, all that kind of stuff. They'll do that, right? So that's a good thing. But another group of you all, it's this idea of like being a new creation. Like, all you did in college is gone. To be honest, nobody cares anymore. Right? So some of you all don't know.
Shout out to Emmanuel Aiko, brother. He's correct. All you did in college is gone. That's why I'm not going off body of work only. I'm going through the longevity and history of Shador. He's been proven. A lot of these quarterbacks haven't. But I'm looking at the mental strength of this guy. You're so uncomfortable in a room full of brothers. Like, I seen you the same way at USC. You ran away from there, went to Ole Miss. If it wasn't for Lane Kiffin, you would break there too. Lane Kiffin is a phenomenal coach. I've never hated on him, especially when he took the job at FAU. You seen what he did with Florida Atlantic University. Lane Kiffin is a great coach, bro. So at the end of the day, this guy right here, it's another failure for the Giants. Remember, mark my words and what I said. I don't do that to people, but I know football. And I'm not saying Giants should have get Shador. Out of all the quarterbacks in the room, you get Jackson Dart. So this isn't a Shador thing with me. And speaking of that, look at this guy's response towards this. I'm about to break this clip down and tell me what you guys noticed.
Just how was your first day? Yeah, it's been surreal up to this point. Me and Abdul were just talking about it, and I feel like, it kind of just hit us for the first time, being out here wearing this jersey. It's an amazing privilege. So, we definitely hold it in high regard. And you just want to continue to get better each and every day. And anytime you get to play football, it's the best.
So you guys like watered down answers like that, bro. Like, it's another Peyton Manning reincarnated minus the talent. Another Tom Brady reincarnated minus the talent. The huck shucks. Oh, well, shucks. Oh, shucks. I thought Danny Dimes showed more passion than shucks. Like, knock it off, bro. This things get a little boring, bro. You guys get mad at Shador for keeping it real on the camera. He's too hood. He's too ghetto. But yet this guy over here, you giving him all this attention when he's the same product of the same microwave product of the Mayo community. Let's just say everything so we could fit in and not give us a real outtake, like get that.
Yeah, was that supposed to sound intelligent what he just said? Please, okay. Lorraine says Clarissa Shields is getting ready to have a baby with a 50-year-old man. And baby and Papoose are going to be in diapers. First of all, he's 47, and 47 and 50 is not even really old these days. Okay, look at people like Taraji P. Henson. Okay, Gabrielle Union. All right, look at them. Do they look old to you? Like they're in diapers? And also, the thing of it is, Clarissa is a grown woman. If she chooses to be with somebody older than her, that's her prerogative. Okay? That's her prerogative. Why are y'all mad? Why are y'all hating, honey? I find it all so interesting, but let's continue.
The hell out of here. And then, didn't you guys talk about Shador's chain? I'm about to show, bro. I'm petty, but I'm not messy, bro. I want y'all to see something. The chains that Shador got, you guys always talking about it as if I get a chain, I'm a criminal now. And that's a gold chain with some diamonds on it, by the way. But this guy has an actual all-studded gold, not gold chain, but diamond chains with baguettes and everything in it. That's easily at least $60,000 or more, minimum $60,000. Where's the outrage for Jackson Dart's chain? Let me show you a better screen of it if you think I'm capping. Look at that chain, baby boy. When we going to call Jackson Dart out for this chain, huh? What y'all did to Shador? Look at the chain, huh?
Yeah, they're not going to call him out, period. Truzno said, who is dude talking? He needs to find him something to do and get out these folks' business. The white boy is nervous. Oh, okay, he's nervous, but they said that he sounds like so intelligent or whatever, but they dragged Shador Sanders. Honey, he don't need to shut up. More of us need to be defending Shador Sanders at the end of the day. It's not about the fact whether or not he's nervous. The fact of the matter is what he's really speaking to is how they sit there and have double standards. They talk down on Shador for the same thing he's doing. Okay, and then they act like Shador didn't give a good interview or doesn't have good talking points and then praise him for saying something so basic. Okay, that's what it was. It was basic, nervous or not. One thing about it is when Shador gets up there, he's not nervous. He's confident. But because he's so confident, they want to liken him to being arrogant, and then they want to put him fifth in pick him in the 5th round and act as though, well, you know, that's because he needed to be humbled. But somebody like him can get picked before Shador. Okay, please pay attention, honey. I don't think he needs to shut up and stay out of their business. Hell, as a matter of fact, they're always in our business. Aren't they in Shador's business? Weren't they the ones saying that Shador needs to focus on football instead of rap, that he needs to focus on football instead of the other stuff that he was doing? Yeah, that's what they said. They said he shouldn't have a clothing line. He shouldn't be worried about a clothing line. He needs to worry about sports. Well, he is worried about sports. That's why he's so good at it. Now, the fact that he has a clothing line, okay, the fact that he wants to do music, that doesn't take away his ability to do good at football. But see, that's what they'll say. That's what they'll do when they're hating on you. They'll try to find any way they can to try to bring you down. And if we all sat there and stayed out of their business, truth, no, well, then they just really have a field day going in on people that look like me. And then nobody be saying anything, beloved. So I'm going to go in on them too every chance I get. Okay, please pay attention.
Our boy blinging and he's shining. Not one male person who hates us is calling that out. It seems you guys have a fake outrage depending who the person is. You don't really care if they have a chain or not. You want to use excuses to berate melanated people. Bro, I only show receipts and facts, bro. So that's...
Hello. My name is Adam Ferrari, Chief Executive Officer.
Make up excuses to go in, period.
So Mike Tomlin gets exposed again. I thought I was done with this boy tour, Mike.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. At the end of the day, honey, more of us need to be speaking up for our people. That's the bottom line. Okay, because if we don't, who will? All right, they'd leave Shador Sanders to the wolves out there. And the reason they're giving Shador Sanders all this negative treatment is because they hate his father. Okay, they hate Deion Sanders. They always felt like Deion's too arrogant, felt like he's too cocky. Back in the days of slavery, like I told you all, they used to call it being uppity. Back during Jim Crow, it was uppity. They wanted black people to hold their heads down, bow your head when you see them coming. Don't give them eye contact, okay, like they're better than us. And they still want some of them still want us to act like that in this day and age right now, 2025. Okay, no, we're going to be in their business because they're always in our business. And if you don't believe me, go get 5 or 6 of your friends and go stand outside on the corner or go congregate somewhere and see if they don't start asking questions or call the police. That's what they do. That's the reason they invented made loitering a crime, okay? Because they always in our business. Now, with that all being said, guys, I have to go. Somebody's at the door. It's about to be partying going on around here. So anyway, love you all to life. I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your life.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got